going on, guys? It's Bob from Olympusiron with a video that is very appropriate. It's like this video, I love this stuff because the reason why I made a channel is to be your gym bro, basically, so that I had tons of bros with me, but a lot of you don't have tons of bros. So this is me answering your question as a bro, but we're gonna do some, or I have some mentality behind it. We're not gonna just be the typical bro. We're gonna be an informed bro. So I threw up a Q&A on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, make sure to check the link in the description box so you can find me. I'm just at Olympusiron everywhere. First question that I got, which I really liked, was my cardio routine and how do I keep it interesting? Well, my cardio routine, usually I like less cardio because this kind of winds me down because I do a lot of supersets and it really takes a lot out of me during my training. So when I do cardio, I like to do less cardio, or I like to run outside. So that's how I keep it interesting, is by mixing it up with the less cardio, mixing up the machines. I know it's boring, guys, but usually I have internet connection, so less cardio allows you to kind of like, I get some of my YouTube watching done. So instead of watching this YouTube video, for example, you put it on a watch later list. So I have a whole list of like Nick Wright, Max Tuning, Christian Guzman. I have them all listed. So people ask me, how do you stay up to date on YouTube and stuff? Well, I make it part of my cardio routine. That's how I catch up on all my anime. That's how I like catch up on anything really that's video oriented as I go through there. I can't really catch up on, you know, Instagram or whatever, like going through, because it's like it's moving. So I like to have a consistent video that I can just watch, and a lot of the times it distracts me from the time anyway. Another tip for distraction is to take a magazine and put it over the time. I find myself looking at the time all the time because I have my phone there, but it doesn't block the time. So put a magazine over there, block your time. When the machine shuts off, that's when you're done. I found that works a ton better than just like winging it and having it there, because you know you're gonna look at it. That's actually a prep trick that I had. The next question is about carbs during the day. He has a bro who doesn't eat fruit during a cut, and he basically just eats slow digesting carbs. This is actually probably a good idea because slow digesting carbs will keep you fuller longer, and if he's on a deficit where he's actually hungry, this is actually going to string along his, you know, his hunger a little bit and keep him satiated. Do I say to completely ixnay fruits? No, because apples, for example, are high in fiber, and so are raspberries, and those are great sources of fruit that I like to eat on mine. I just don't go crazy with it because I feel like if you have like grapes or raspberries, like for me, raspberries, I can eat a whole thing in a serving. Then I can, you know, eat a banana, then I can eat a apple. Like, I love fruit. Fruit's great. And pineapple, forget it. I go ham on some pineapple. But you just got to keep it in moderation. So what I would tell your friend is, as long as it meets his macronutrients for the day, and it meets his carbs, you know, his fats, proteins, I mean, he should be good, as long as whatever keeps him satiated, whatever he wants to do. I know you think he's a bro, but maybe that bro just needs to be satiated. That's all, guy. This one cuts close to the heart because it's about my diet. A lot of people are asking about the low-carb diet. I made an entire video on how to start a cut, but to start a low-carb diet, me personally, I would actually wean off the carbs because it's not a straight hit. I'm a different case because carbs for me mean absolutely nothing. I can like literally drop them like nobody's business as long as I replace them with fat, guys. This is not going to affect my metabolism because the calories remain the same. If anything, I'm metabolizing my food better because my body in particularly doesn't metabolize carbs as well. I bloat, I hold water, I just don't do as well. And my energy levels go like this throughout the day. Finding that I basically took my 2,800 calories, and instead of investing all of it most of it in carbs as like 30 or 40%, now you're dropping the carbs to maybe 20%. And then you're still having your 30% protein or 40% protein, and then the rest is fat. So that's how you approach that, but you can back into it if you would like. For me personally, I didn't, and once I made the switch, my energy levels leveled out, my mood leveled out, because fat controls a lot of hormones. It just worked out for me. So that's how I would approach it. I don't think people think about it too much, is when you drop your carbs, all of a sudden you're going to be depleted or whatever. I'm eating a ton of food, and I'm eating bacon, and my calories are still very, very high. I mean, not high, I mean 2,800 calories, but I'm saying that I'm not sacrificing calories. I'm just sacrificing what types of food I can eat, more or less. And going low carb isn't the easiest thing in the world. There's a lot of carbs in this world, especially with things being fried or whatever. That's why I keep it at 100 carbs a day or less. I don't actually chase the 100 carbs. I mainly just monitor it, and if it gets close to there, that's when I'll start drinking the egg whites out of the carton. You know, I'll start taking precautions, eating straight chicken breast, you know, stuff like that, or eating just steak. Sticking to the meat, sticking to the good things. So don't chase the 100 carbs. Don't make it a goal to meet that 100 carbs just casually, because there's carbs in your almonds, there's carbs in everything, so it's tough to like get around eating carbs. But make sure that you have sufficient amount of fat so that you can actually sustain your gains. Macadamia nut oil is very, very good to kind of like supplement your fat. I know like when it's very easy to get straight carbs because you eat candy, but it's not so easy to get straight fat without everything behind it. So actually getting pure fat oils like coconut oil, fish oil, and then you have macadamia nut, which is my favorite. You can actually take a tablespoon of that and get a pretty good amount of fat, and it's great to take before your training. You feel strong, you feel full. I haven't had a trouble time getting pumps, but that's just me. Some people do. Maybe low carb isn't for you, so you gotta try it out, experiment with it, guys. Also cutting close to the heart is this question, when I binge, how do I make up for it? Well, when I binge, which I don't usually do, I'm kind of like getting away from that mentality. I did it, you know, when I was chasing, you know, a number and I was tracing the stage. But right now, I don't binge because I have goals in mind, and I know it's not worth it. I've binged in the past, so I don't. Like, I know that the result isn't what it needs to be. So for me, I just don't binge. I'm looking for sustainability. But if I did binge, the next day I'd make it, make sure I'm on my diet. There's no making up for binging. There's no making up for it. Maybe doing a little extra cardio, maybe, you know, push yourself a little bit harder in the gym, maybe stay a little extra, but you're not really going to make up for it unless you do a ton of cardio. It depends on how much you binge, you know. You got to understand, when you binge, you set yourself back, you know? Like if you can't let's just take a week for example. In theory, if every day you were in a 500 calorie deficit, and then on the last day, you know, on the 7th day, you ate 3,000 calories surplus, you just negated your entire week's work. So that's the way I look at it. And even though it may not be like that, and you know, the status quo may not remain, I still like to think about that, because that actually like kind of mind fucks me into being like, you don't want to ruin all of the week's work just for this one day, you know? 2 questions. One guy asked a question, how do I get fiber in his diet? And the other question was, how do I prevent cheating on my diet? And for me, how do I get my fiber? I eat a lot of vegetables. Vegetables are very low carb, but they still have fiber, and they're a great source of micronutrients. And then to stop myself from cheating, usually what I'll do is try to incorporate a little bit of a cheat food every day, but in a portion control. Like the people at my work literally don't understand how I stay in shape. They're like, how do you stay in shape? I see you, you know, eating bacon. I see you eating all this stuff. You know, you're eating a bacon cheeseburger. Yeah, it's no bun, but like, how do you stay in shape? And I go, everything's portion controlled. I track everything. You guys can follow me on MyFitnessPal. I actually open up all my entries to the public, so you can see everything I eat. I literally log everything I can. Sometimes I slack a little bit, but most of the time I'm at a 60-day streak. So it's been 3 months at this. And I'll tell you, like, if you log it, if you keep portion control, if it meets your macros, that's the whole purpose of having flexible dieting, is to be able to have sustainability in your life while still reaching your goals. So that's the answers to those 2 questions. And I think it's pretty simple. Skin tone, tanning. I cannot personally tan. I started tanning in a tanning booth, and I start my like literal moles, they started getting bigger. So like I literally had to get them cut out. Like cut off me, like this dude grabbed a razor blade and cut it off like it was a dermatologist. It scared the hell out of me, don't like to be cut at all. So I do spray tanning, and I make sure that I go to a place that isn't gonna turn me orange. And it works for me. I just do spray tanning, but you might have to do it every other week or every 2 weeks, because it does wear off. So that's what I would recommend, guys. Do I think it's accurate the amount of calories you should eat per day for MyFitnessPal. I would always do custom goals for MyFitnessPal. Everybody's different. I would never take a machine. I would never let a machine tell me what, you know, I'm gonna eat throughout the day, like how much I should eat. You know, there's plenty of MyFitnessPal calculators. There's plenty of, yeah, not MyFitnessPal, If It Fits Your Macros calculators, but you yourself need to experiment by dropping carbs, dropping fat, and see what works for you personally. I would never, ever leave your physique's fate to MyFitnessPal's automated machine. Next question is super important because I see too many people do this, is when you're on contest prep, is there too low of calories? It depends on your height, depends on your weight, but generally if you're going sub 2,000 calories and you're not close to the show or anything, like, you've got problems. You need to slow this down. You need to maybe not compete at that time. You've gained too much body fat. You need to take it at a slow approach. For me, I would never ever go under 2,000 calories unless, like, I don't fucking know, like if it was the day of the show. Me personally, I've never gone that low. When you guys saw me at 175, you know, I was not that freaking low calories. I just was not eating carbs, and my fat were lower, but my protein was super high. That's all I was eating. So I'd never go under 2,000 calories. If you have a coach that drops you below 2,000 calories and you're like 180 or 190, you know, run, just run. Song as old as time, rep says something rhyme. Lower weight, higher reps. Lower weight or higher reps, guys. I don't understand why this is such a big issue. Like, people will go one way or another. Bridget lifts heavy. Bridget, my girl, do both. I like to start off with heavy lifting with low reps, and then by the end of the workout, I like to turn up the volume and really burn myself out and like do supersets, do high reps, kind of put the weight out of my mentality and focus more on my pump, focus more on driving that blood in the muscle, fully exhausting the muscle and getting good stretches of your muscle fibers. So for me, low weight, low reps, high weight at the beginning of the workout, and lower weight, higher reps at the end of the workout. That's the way I do it. So this question is, what supplements do I take that help? I always take a multivitamin, I always take a fish oil, I always take a protein, and then a little bit of an extra, I do a greens powder. All these products are from MyProtein. You guys really shouldn't be spending a ton of money on protein. The reason why I accept the sponsorship from MyProtein is because they are inexpensive and easy to pitch, because I don't really believe in spending a ton of money. Like, I don't believe in buying isolates, for example. Like, you know, kill me, but I just don't. They do have an isolate there. I generally just buy their Impact Whey, the cinnamon roll or chocolate mint flavor. Check the description box below. You can get stuff extremely cheap with my discount. It's insane. They're ridiculous. But absolutely go ahead. I'm actually going to put up a MyProtein giveaway for this video. $50 is going to go to the person with a super awesome comment. I don't know, I'm just going to choose some random person. So why don't you comment? Because if you don't comment, then you can't get $50 worth of product. And the way it's going to work is basically I'm just going to ask you what product you want, and I'm going to ship it to your house. You don't have to pay, you know, me for shipping or anything. It's just going to come to you. You literally have to do nothing but comment below and like the video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. If you want to subscribe to this channel, if you're not, I will actually appear in your news feed, and you'll be able to be like, oh, Bob uploaded a new video. I liked his last video. Let's see if I like this video. And then I click that one. I'm like, oh, well, that one was all right. But then you can see some other ones. But click this red button down here somewhere, and you will get that in your feed. If you like this video, thumbing up the video really does a lot for me. It basically tells me that, hey, I should do more like this, or no, I should not do more like this. And leaving a sick comment below, you know, that I will read. Generally, I'll respond to if it's a crazy cool comment. So you should throw it down there. And also, added onto that, you're going to be put in to the giveaway of $50 to MyProtein. Who doesn't like free shit? I love free shit. You love free shit. We love free shit. You know what? Train like a god. Conquer the weights!